Let Destiny's mistake be a lesson for each and every one of you guys out there. And listen, it's happened to me within my life as well. Being with a woman that you thought was telling you the goddamn truth. But a lot of these women are masters of manipulation. They are masters of lying. They are masters of pretending. They're actresses. They can pretend to be a certain way until it's just not enough for them. She had everything that a liberal, woke, dusty woman can ask for.
Tim gave me an ultimatum right outside my apartment on the street. And I'm like, what did he say?
Pay
and she's
attention.
like, Tim said that Steven is just way too toxic for you and he can't stand to see me in so much pain. So I either have to divorce you or I have to leave him.
I either have to divorce you or leave him. What the fuck? Are you... This is his wife. Meanwhile, she's diabolical as fuck. She constructed this whole thing. She's telling Destiny one thing. She's telling the other guy another thing. The other guy's belief that he is this toxic is manufactured by who? The witch called Melina. Holy shit. This is the person that you married with no prenup as a multi-millionaire, who was just presented an ultimatum from a guy that she met 2 months before. Pay attention.
And I'm like, wow, well, what'd you tell him? And she's like, well, I don't know. I was super stunned because he said he's never done this before. And then Tim claimed that a few of Melina's friends had said that he'd talked to. A few of her friends had said, yeah, they definitely need to break up. They're way too toxic. It's a horrible relationship. And Melina said, well, my friends have never told me that before. And then when Melina didn't have an immediate answer, Tim says, if you didn't know, Melina has, this is Tim's fault. Melina has issues sometimes feeling like abandonment stuff, or like people aren't like giving her enough time or attention, or that's a big like issue, pain point that she has, right? So Tim says to her, he says, this is why everybody you've ever loved has left you, Melina. And he turns around and he storms down the street, okay?
This is Tim saying this to a woman who is currently married to Destiny.
Very dramatically, or so it's told to me. Now Melina's like freaking the f out. She comes upstairs and she's like, yeah, obviously super frazzled. So I'm sitting here kind of chilling and I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of awkward. Whatever. We have, I think, probably about like a 30-minute conversation. And at this point, like, I'm not like delusional about the state of our relationship. We have had fights. I know what's going on. But I basically say to Melina, I'm like, okay, well, listen, you know, here's where you're at. Obviously, we've been together for 5 years. We have all this history, blah, blah, blah. But we also fight over stuff. Like, there are issues we have where we fight about. Personally, given the length of our relationship and the things we fight about, I feel like our relationship's not actually that bad. Like, especially when we're both happy and good, like everything is super fun, everything is fine. We do have like a couple issues that seems like it's really hard for us to move over, but there's not like physical violence. We're not like doing crazy. Well, Melina was kind of doing crazy shit, I guess, in retrospect, but it's not like of all the things that could be in a relationship, like we've traveled the world, we both make a ton of money, we're super rich, we like, and we've got like so many influencer friends, we're both doing really well in our career. Like for the most part, I think our lives are actually like really good.
Oh my God, please, I gotta throw this part back. They literally have everything that they could ever want, but still nothing is ever good enough. Nothing will never, ever be good enough for a demon witch woman. They will always continue to suck and to feed and to LARP and to need, no matter what it is that you give to them. It's nothing is ever good enough. Pay attention.
Crazy. Well, Melina was kind of doing crazy shit, I guess, in retrospect, but it's not like of all the things that could be in a relationship, like we've traveled the world, we both make a ton of money, we're super rich, we like, and we've got like so many influencer friends, we're both doing really well in our career. Like for the most part, I think our lives are actually like really good. I will say that like historically, one of my big issues fighting with Melina so much sometimes is at the end of like fights, I'll be like, well, I feel like we need to chill. Like our life, we live like dream lives. I don't understand how fighting about so much stupid all the time. Like chill. But you know, but I mean,
I'll be for goddamn if I allow a lifestyle for a woman to do all of these things that without me, she would be unable to do. And she has the gall, the unmitigated gall and the audacity to not do everything in her power to ensure my happiness. He said earlier that he thinks he's getting taken advantage of. Yeah, you think? And that's the thing. When you listen to Kevin Samuel's content, the reason why so many modern women hated Kevin Samuel's content, because it's at the core of it, it made men feel stronger. It made men take a step back and say, yeah, you're right. I do this. I should be appreciated, versus the weighted scales of making it to 6 figures for a long period of time, being an active member in your community, having an image that's impeccable, conducting yourself well within society, lack of a criminal record, and not being appreciated for all of those different things. That's why they goddamn hated it. And it's so crazy to see, even now, as a man that's achieved all of these things, you're still allowing this demon woman to make you feel bad regarding shit, and allowing arguments regarding petty shit when you introduce so much awesome shit within their life. I think this is more of a story of the fall of men today. Women can sit up here and have oodles of standards, but we can't have those as well. We can't expect a certain amount of behavior if we unlock portions of life to you that you couldn't do on your own. Oh, okay. But when you go into the workplace in front of your manager while you're hormonal on your period or some shit, you can communicate in a way as to not get emotional or cause disruptions or arguments. But in front of me, in front of a relationship, you let your damn dick hang out. Oh, okay.
Like, especially when we're both happy and good, like everything's super fun, everything is fine. We do have like a couple issues that seems like it's really hard for us to move over, but there's not like physical violence. We're not like doing crazy. Melina was kind of doing crazy, but I guess it's bad. But it's not like of all the things that could be in a relationship, like we traveled the world, we would make money, we're super rich, we got like so many influencer friends, we did really well in our career. Like for the most part, I think our lives are actually really good. I will say that like historically, one of my big issues fighting with Melina so much sometimes is at the end of like fights, I'm like, I think we feel like we need to chill. Like our life, we live like dream lives. I don't understand how like something to cry about. I mean, it's sad, but it's like, I mean, I understand if we're gonna split here, we're gonna split here. Like, figure it out. Then we go.
What on, soldier? What on, soldier? Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I just sorry. It's just a tragic story. My bad. I've been taking violin lessons. Okay. And I wanted you guys to know just how I felt about the particular situation, to the best of my ability.
She's like, I need somebody who is willing to give me like a lot of freedom and stuff.
Destiny gives her the ultimate freedom. They're in a poly relationship. She can literally receive eggplant from whoever that she is. And seeing how much of a pushover Destiny is, she was absolutely doing that. The guy was living in her goddamn apartment. So now she is in therapy trying to establish much more distance from her millionaire husband. Holy shit, you cannot make this up. There's literally millions of other women out there. Literally millions. And you're stuck on this one. And
I'm like, what? Tim gets motion sickness so bad he can't even get in Ubers. He can't even get in cars. Like Melina likes, likes and travel. Tim doesn't he doesn't fly in airplanes or get in cars because he's motion sick. And he's definitely not open or polyamorous. So what the is even happening? Why would you tell me that you need more freedom? Like I've literally let you have a second husband. Like what the I don't understand that. And she's like, well, I don't know. And then I bring up like you can't even hang out with that one girl without, without him letting you. And then she's like, well, I can understand why he doesn't want me hanging out with that person. And I'm like, what do you mean you can understand why? I don't like, what's the possible reason? And then Melina's like, because you were talking to her about Tim. And then 2 huge things go off in my mind. So the first, and I hate it, Melina has lied to me so much over this thing, and she's so bad at lying, okay? Which is a little endearing, because I don't think she lies much, or at least not in these like more convoluted or complicated situations.
You're underestimating
So
her.
the first issue is that like, I talked to this other girl like 2 weeks ago. That doesn't explain why he doesn't let you hang out with her for the past 2 months. So one, you're lying, number one. And number two, how does he know that I was talking to this person? And then, you know, she does like the trickle truth. She's like, well, you know, obviously they're friends, so they're going to talk. And I'm like, no, because that friend was the one saying that we should delete the DMs because they didn't want to make it dramatic. And I was like, well, yeah, but like I'm friends with all of them, so I told them to talk. And I'm like, do you mean that you told him everything that I said to that person? And she's like, well, yeah. And then at this point, I'm like,
you lost it.
You're doing more damage control for this guy.
Yeah.
You're doing more you can to build him up to your friends. And he knows more about our relationship than I know about you. And then I got, at that point, I'm like, I'm unhinged. I fully admit I am ultra unhinged now. I tell her that, I tell her she needs to pack all of her and get out. I'm leaving for 2 days. If I come back and she's still here, I'm going to like word both. I say a lot. Okay, yeah, I'm unhinged. I fully admit I'm super unhinged. I call a few divorce lawyers to figure out like what is my exposure to an alimony fight. I made a lot of money this year. What's going on? You know, I contact 3 different lawyers. Florida has like short-term marriage laws are not very favorable for alimony. We have no joint assets. We have no children. Her career hasn't been negatively impacted at all. She's made money the whole time. For a whole litany of reasons. If she wanted to fight, it would be a long fight and she would probably get nothing. Just because there's not like a strong or compelling case to be made for alimony in this case. So I'm like, okay, cool. If she wanted to.
Great lawyer.
I send a mutual communication. I shoot divorce papers to her and I'm like, hey, sign this. I'm done. We're done. Okay. I'm just whatever. I don't even tell her why. I just shoot the divorce papers over to her via an assistant and I say, sign these, get them notarized and we're done. She doesn't contest anything. She doesn't fight anything. She just whatever. We still haven't even talked to each other since she left, remember, because she blocked me. So we haven't even talked to each other for, I think, like, 10 days? She gets the divorce papers. She signs everything instantly. And then the divorce papers are filed. The Florida court accepts.
Yo. All right, we've been ragging on a lot with Destiny within this entire chat. Can we at least get some W? Let's get some W's down into the chat for Destiny for getting her to sign the divorce papers uncontested, notarized and everything. You got to admit, guys. And now he's getting free content out of this entire situation. Like, yeah, his heart is goddamn broken, but she signed the divorce papers uncontested. Holy shit. W's down into the chat for Destiny right now. Because, I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, she knew she was wrong. She knew that she was going to come off as a narcissistic demon witch woman. So she thought to herself, the least that I can do is not try to suck him out of the $1 million that I can probably get if I was to fight. Shout out to that lawyer, by the way. I think that the lawyer gave him a false, because they were married for like 5 years, 6 years. I think the lawyer gave him a false sense of security, which then aided in his communication to her to just sign it. You probably won't get anything because of all of these different reasons. We all know that that is typically not the case for that discrepancy in earned income of the two parties involved. But he obviously took an L in this relationship by not following some of these RP truths and RP standards, having an open relationship with a goddamn nasty, manipulative, destructive young woman. But at the end of the day, he's not going to suffer any financial consequences off of his decision. And in fact, he's making another bag off of releasing all this content.
And then boom. Okay, we're done. The next day.
Now watch what happens.
I get a message.
Watch what happens.
From a mutual saying, hey, Melina really wants to chat with you. She got another message this morning.
After she signed the paper.
Apartment and everything in Sweden. And now she wants to chat.
Watch.
So Melina never really wanted to get a divorce. She just thought that you were upset. She's really sorry that she didn't reach out. Blah, 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 blah. And then when I realized what happened was the Florida courts accepted the paperwork and everything the day before Melina got a notice relating to her apartment.
Uh-oh, hold on.
And now she wants to DM and say that like she didn't want to do the divorce and blah, 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 blah. Even though she signed the papers as soon as she got them. So now at this point, okay, the quantum waveforms have collapsed. I see through and I understand everything that's going on. I totally get it. This was a few days ago, right? And I think I mentioned as much. Me and Melina get in a call. She basically tries to gaslight me for 35 minutes. Just unbelievable lies. And it's like funny. I'm like, yeah. And
lies that he probably would have believed if she didn't already sign the divorce papers. But he got his leverage back. He got his balls back.
we, you know, she's like, I can't believe you're not doing the moral thing. Like, you owe me this because I had to pay so much money to move out of the US and blah, blah, blah.
Holy shit. It's his fault? Oh, yo, goddamn modern women is so nasty.
Yeah, basically that.
She messed up. You missed out on your lotto ticket,
for
dummy.
Context on that message. The funny thing is when our convo first started, she basically said, I'm just trying to figure out where you're at. And I'm like, what do you mean where I'm at?
All right.
Like, well,
she's
you
fishing.
sent me a message 2 weeks ago. Remember the really nice one that I sent? And she's like, I'm trying to figure out like how much you feel like that still. And I'm like, I feel like the message I sent you 1 hour ago.
Saying how much he hates her.
Yeah, the message I sent her 1 hour ago was really harsh.
Let Destiny's mistake be a lesson for each and every one of you guys out there. And listen, it's happened to me within my life as well. Being with a woman that you thought was telling you the goddamn truth. But a lot of these women are masters of manipulation. They are masters of lying. They are masters of pretending. They're actresses. They can pretend to be a certain way until it's just not enough for them. She had everything that a liberal, woke, dusty woman can ask for. You have a multi-millionaire husband, not just boyfriend, husband. You go on trips all over the world. You have access to apartments in Miami, $10,000+ a month, living in the lap of luxury. Not only that, but you're in an open goddamn relationship where you could get stuffed by whatever fetish of guy that you like. You can talk to your husband regarding these open relationships with both men and women. And I think probably at the end of the day, maybe Destiny was okay with that shit because maybe Destiny had like an attraction to that guy. I don't know. I'm just making shit up at this point. But to think that you can have access to all of that, but you're still disrespecting his privacy. And as men, we need privacy. We need a safe space to be able to communicate with you. You understand me? Because things happen to us and we got to be able to talk about those things. The mismanagement of emotions is the problem that I have with the modern man today. Not the fact that we have emotions. It's the mismanagement of emotions. You understand me? You prioritize the femboy because he outfems Destiny and you make him a priority. Absolutely crazy to me. The decision-making that you have made within the length of your relationship. And it took 5 years to uncover how much of a demon, witch woman that you actually are. Destiny may not agree with the red pill, but I'll bet anything he has a better understanding of it now. Absolutely. Shit, listen, most of the men that come down into the content section within this, they'll have some shit happen within their life, and then they'll Google some shit and see a picture of AMS. I clicked down into the video, and now they're into the sphere of content. Something will happen to them. Some girl will stand them up. They'll be in a relationship with a chick for 6 months, and then all of a sudden, there's all of a sudden some type of other personality traits that come up, and they're just like, what's it? They Google some shit, and my face will come up, or Kevin Samuel's face will come up. Yeah, this is how a majority of the men come down into the sector, and it's only these blue-pilled, not understanding the capabilities of women, not understanding their own capabilities as a man and respecting themselves as a man, that just allow the lack of structure to rule within their life. It's absolutely insane to me that men are still allowing women to do this. Shout out to Laura Lear. Merry Christmas, bro. Hello. Put a one down to the chat if we got to see Destiny with, with red hair after all of this. That would be the final finale. I want to see him with red hair. I wanted to see him go back to, I don't know, whatever podcast, a Fresh and Fit podcast, and I just want to have him just detail the entire situation. I want to see the new and improved guy. But listen, at the end of the day, and shout out to Destiny for being such a content horse that he allows things of his personal life to come out like this, because unless he didn't talk about this, then we'd have nothing to talk about at the end of the day. I don't like to see any person going through heartbreak or the realization of the bullshit that they've allowed themselves to sleep next to each and every day. But this is just a part of the game, and you got played. But we all have, my G. I've gotten played. A lot of men that's down into the chat have gotten played. Guys, shout out to everybody that came through. I appreciate you guys for joining me on this content wheel today. I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave this particular video up. Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays. As I mentioned before, and I think the majority of you guys know, this is my first time celebrating the holiday season like this without my father. And it forever reminds me of the importance of community, of the importance of family, of the importance of tradition. I know a lot of my G's that are down into the MT Army are working savagely hard to get y'all lives together. There are some of y'all that are going to be working through the Christmas holiday. Do understand that there's going to be ebbs and flows throughout your life. You are right now in a flow state, so you may feel as though you can't pull back, but do understand the importance of the relationships within your life. It is not the amount of money that you make. It is not how many hours of time that you put in the gym. It's the relationships that you build within your life. Maximizing the amount of people that can say, I love you. Truly, really and truly within your life, and really and truly mean it, and not be on this goddamn Melina fake ass shit, but they're really and truly mean it. It's the more value that you're going to have within your life. So happy holidays to all of my G's. Happy holidays to the MT Army. I appreciate you guys. And trust and believe, I will see you guys soon. You know, he's suffering through heartbreak publicly, guys. As many of us have suffered through heartbreak privately, and we know what that felt like. You know what I'm saying? So we can use this as a teaching, but I'll also say, have some sympathy for the young bro. He don't know what he don't know, but his ego got him caught up. All right? I don't like to see people, men suffering like this, because we all know what it feels like at the end of the day. All right? But again, happy holidays to all of my G's. And I'll see you guys soon. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Until next time, you two. Peace.